I'm Patty Larsh, treasurer of the Victor Farmington Library's Board of Trustees. I started my career as a teacher, and I have always appreciated the many resources the Victor Farmington Library offers students. Once I retired, I learned how important our library is as a social hub for the adults of Victor and Farmington. The variety of programs our library provides helped me to explore new hobbies and to connect with friends, old and new. While our staff has tried to adapt to the expanding populations in our service area, these efforts are band-aids. We must face the reality that the current library is simply too small to best serve the growing needs of Victor and Farmington residents, and space constraints will only worsen as time goes on. Our architectural consultants have told us that a library 2.5 times the size of the current facility is needed based on our population, and the Board of Trustees has responded to this need with a terrific design. Our library is going out for a budget vote this May. A successful vote will bring Victor and Farmington a new library big enough to serve the needs of these growing communities now and for generations to come. Please vote on May 17th at the Victor Primary School Gymnasium from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Thank you.
Our current library, that you and I have come to love and depend on, was built in 1995 to serve a population of 15,000 residents. Today, over 25,000 people live within our service area, and experts predict that the Victor and Farmington area will grow an estimated 25% in the next decade. While the Board of Trustees and our staff have attempted to accommodate this growth, we can no longer provide the kind of service our communities deserve in our current building. Results of a recent survey of over 700 respondents reinforce the community's desire for a larger facility and identified several areas that need expansion. Let me take you on a brief tour. When patrons search our shelves and don't find the book they're looking for, they can usually put a hold on it from another library in our system and have it delivered here in 2 or 3 days. A larger book collection will allow us to house more books and reduce or even eliminate this weight. We also need more room for innovative items such as our pickleball paddles, metal detectors, and other items for you to borrow. As you can see, the children's area is practically on top of our quiet reading area. The new library will have a much larger and separate area for kids to happily play with their friends, read books, and enjoy programs with Miss Christina. The new library will include a much larger quiet place for teens and adults to read and study away from the children's area. And speaking of teens, the new library will offer gaming areas and additional after-school tutoring spots. We currently have one large meeting room that can accommodate up to 44 people and a small meeting room that can accommodate 6 to 8 people. In 2019, our meeting rooms were booked over 400 times by folks needing meeting room space. We had nearly 4,000 individuals using our glass meeting rooms and study tables. In 2019, over 13,000 people attended in-person library programs, and in 2020, over 18,000 people attended in-person and online programs. We currently cannot accommodate all the requests we get for our meeting rooms. In our new library, we will have 6 meeting rooms of various sizes, and the largest will be able to be divided in half, creating even more space. In addition to fulfilling those key requests from residents, the new library will include enough space to add a small cafe staffed by a local business, a teaching kitchen, and a larger teen area. All library areas will incorporate universal design principles and enhanced ADA compliance. Outside, the new location will allow us to add a drive-up book drop, an area for outdoor events like concerts, movie nights, and car shows, an outdoor reading garden, and electric vehicle charging stations. As you can see, the need for a new facility is compelling. The opportunities and services the new library will provide will be stellar.
You're probably wondering how much this is going to cost. Right now, if your house is worth $300,000 and you're paying $81 a year to support the library, if the vote passes, you will contribute $246 to support a bigger library, a difference of $165 annually, or just $20.50 per month. Your contribution would not only create a library that is the center of our communities, it will also make our communities a more appealing place to live. In the last 10 years, there has been tremendous growth in both Farmington and Victor. The existing library building can't fully meet the needs of our communities. Architects and engineers told us that the library's foundation won't support a second story. After conducting a thorough space study of the current building, HBT Architects recommended we build a new library that's 2.5 times the size of our current library. It's the most cost-efficient way to make sure the library meets the needs of our communities now and for generations to come. The Victor Farmington Library Board of Trustees have monitored expenses associated with the proposed library at every step in the process. We've reviewed each cost line by line, eliminating the nice-to-have features and swapping out construction materials. As a result, we've been able to cut nearly $700,000 from the total cost, while still proposing an efficient and effective library.
When I talk to people in the community and listen at public events, I hear a great deal of support and enthusiasm for the new library project. Understandably, I also hear some messages of concern. I've heard nobody reads, and we don't need a new library, we have the internet. Well, there's a lot to unpack there, but in the last couple of minutes we have together, let me take a crack at it. This idea that nobody reads is simply not borne out by fact. The facts are that before COVID, the library saw 400 to 500 visitors a day. That was our door count. Even during COVID, patrons are checking out books to read, and they're participating in 70 to 75 programs per month. And we have requests for programs that we can't currently fulfill because of space limitations. The idea that we don't need a new library, we have the internet. Well, the facts are that Keurig coffee makers didn't replace coffee from Starbucks, and the internet hasn't replaced libraries. If it was going to replace libraries, it would have done so by now. In 2019, the library circulated nearly 140,000 items. By 2021, circulation grew to over 199,000. Our library is more than just books. It's also programs, events, DVDs, pickleball paddles, metal detectors, museum passes, and so much more. In a Village of Victor survey related to downtown revitalization, we read over and over again that people regard this library as the heart of our community. In order to better serve the growing population of Victor and Farmington, we need to expand our library, and we need your help. We have one chance to accomplish this. There won't be another vote next year. Please be sure to get out and vote on May 17th between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. at Victor Primary School Gymnasium. Thanks very much for watching.